Good afternoon. Today is the 18th of December and I'm here at Farley Mount Country Park near Winchester, where we're doing some filming for the next episode of No Budget Reviews, which will be on this 2004 MGZ TT 190 Plus. This has been very kindly lent for the duration of filming by Jordan, who has a number of other classic cars actually as well, but this is the one he tends to drive most of all. I can't believe this car only costs £1,250. It's a lot of car for the money. The MGZ TT is based on a Rover 75 platform, and this is a late pre-facelift car, so it dates from January 2004. We think the car was probably owned by Rover management, MG Rover management I should say, and has interesting things like an aftermarket DVD unit, which I'll show when we actually do the full review. We filmed that bit already. One of the things I like about this car is the way that they've made it so different from the 75. We haven't really got any chrome anywhere apart from the door handles. If we open the car up, we'll see that the back it's quite spacious. It's not quite as sort of big as I would have expected. We'll test legroom in the actual full review, but the seats are certainly very comfortable. They're sort of a mixture of leather and Alcantara. There is a central armrest in here. No USB ports in there, unfortunately, but that's just the way that it goes. I think someone's had a go at fixing the mat pockets on the back of the front seats, because my 2004 Rover 45 Club 1.4 SC also had that sort of problem. That used to come off a lot. Nice chrome surround door handles. Bizarrely cheap feeling window switches. I think they, Project Drive, which was the MG Rover's way of trying to save money from about 2002 onwards, meant that you got progressively cheaper feeling things on Rovers and MGs, like this key, which has had the Rover badge deleted off it to save a few pence, which interesting. Anyway, let's look at the front. It's a 5-speed manual. There was an automatic ZTT available as well, called the ZTT 180 Sports. Also got this shelf above the glove box. Passenger airbag, obviously, by this stage, is, you've got to be safe. Lots of adjustment on the seats. It is a nice looking interior, not so much in way of wood, although there's sort of a black wood here, because this is an MG, not a Rover. And we'll go around and take a look at the dashboard now. Right, well, here's the dashboard. Different dials from a 75, although they are similar. Little switch down here for the stereo. This is an aftermarket stereo in this car with things like Android Auto. I do apologise about the light levels in here. I don't know what's going on about it today. Huge, big kind of dome-like thing in the middle. Very sort of, I suppose, BMW-ish. Yes, there I am. There I am in the camera. Hello. Nice clock there. Different clock from the 75 once again. If I put the key in, this rather suspiciously BMW-looking key hole. There we go. Switch the car on. Yeah, I have the doors open, so we'll just close that. The trip computer in this car suffers from a fault whereby the pixels tend to die. It's quite a cheap thing to fix, but nevertheless it's a bit annoying. Got nice dual zone climate control buttons in here as well. Apologies about the light again. And some nice big air vents. These switches though look really, really cheap, don't they? Surprisingly so, because the other controls like the light switches and the wiper and the indicator stalks look rather nice. I really don't know why that is the case, but there we go. So here we have the nicely supported bonnet. It's got a little mat as well. We've got gas struts, which is fancy. KV6 engine in this car, developing 190 horsepower. It's quite a packed engine bay. There's not a lot of room to work on a car like this. KV6 engine does not have that much in common with the K series. There's not a lot of commonality between the two of them actually. They sound quite similar to Startup for some reason. I don't know why, but you know, there we go. Then this is the pre-facelift car. We've got these separate lamp units, got the chicken wire grille because this is an MG. It's quite a successful styling. You know, to compare with a 75, I think it's a very successful alteration as opposed to a facelift. Enormous battery as well, huge battery in there. In a BMW, that would probably be under rear seats or something. Yes, anyway, it's very interesting. One thing I would say, that there should be like a V6 badge here. That was missing on this particular car. The car's done 150,000 miles, but the engine's done about 80, 85. So this engine's not original to this particular car. So we've got slightly larger wheels on this car from standard. They're not the V8 wheels. They're probably off a facelift ZT. The rear wheels or tyres are slightly larger than the front ones in this car. I don't know exactly what's happened to the car during its life, but some place that's been changed. If we go round to the back, I will open up the separate tailgate glass, which BMWs often had at this particular time. Got a load blind in here, as well as like a sort of dog guard luggage net. I'm not going to actually open the main tailgate because one of the struts is not in the first flush of use, so we won't do that. We've got a panel on this side though, which comes off, but I think we'll leave that. Actually, don't want to break it. Got a couple of sort of little curry hooks, which I think is what they called it, one on that side too. No 12-volt socket or anything like that in here, but that's pretty normal of a car of this era. And there is an aftermarket reversing camera, which doesn't currently work because that was sort of a previous multimedia system. And then we have, of course, made in Britain, and being an MG, the checkered flag, and of course rear parking sensors, which I would recommend on a large car like this. Excellent. So Jordan, who owns this car, has very kindly taken off the cover for me. And underneath here is the original DVD based sat-nav unit that would have come with this car originally. This is a high-spec car, probably owned by MG Rover Management and then sold to a dealership in Slough. So it's got the DVD system with a rear screen that you can just about see there, near where the light is in the roof, and a separate DVD would have gone into the sat-nav at the time, and of course underneath that cover. Interesting doing archaeology in cars, isn't it? So down at the rear of the car here, we've got the filler for the LPG system. Now that's not currently in operation. The tank actually isn't in the boot, which is amazing. This is a factory system after all. Very common in cars like this to have had an LPG system. This is a 2004, and these days of sort of plastic components in the engine and things like that, it's less common to be able to help fit one, but this has it nevertheless. But yes, thank you very so much indeed for watching this. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, especially the full review will be coming out pretty soon, probably next week, once I've had a chance to put it together. And please visit my Facebook page, facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, and also my website, www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. If you wish me to source a car for you, there's a contact tab on the front page there for you to get in touch with me directly. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.